Okay, we are in. Hello, everybody. What's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to another live stream. We're going to make this a quick one and a pretty short one because, one, our bandwidth right now is a little bit slow because, we're dealing with some internet problems and the weather's pretty shitty. And two, I am way behind schedule, unfortunately. So, first of all, I want to apologize if our videos are a little off and on this week. We've just been so busy and really distracted with other things, home chores and everything. But now we're going to start getting back to work and we need to catch up this week. And hopefully by next week, we'll be back in full force on schedules. Just lately, things have been rather hectic and haven't been able to work, unfortunately. And right now we just need as much not distracted stuff as possible. So we're going to be trying to just do this a simple stream this week. So a few updates on what's going on. Some videos are going to be delayed, unfortunately, but we're now getting back on that. And also, I've kind of been putting my time on some other stuff. I'm looking into other places to work and everything, and a few other things. And yes, as you guys can see, the reason we are titling this kind of slow swashbuckling, holy shit, GMK, thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. Wow. We've been a little occupied building that Lego set we got in the mail last week, so we got that done. It is a beautiful model. I love this thing to death. It was so much fun to put together. And on top of that, also might have bought fencing props because, cosplay and everything. So picked these off Kijiji. I bought a few of them. So I've been really getting into a bit of a fencing kick lately. That's another thing that's kind of occupied my time. I've been really getting into that a little again. I'm going through that phase. So a lot of so occasionally a friend comes up and we spar outside with these swords, which are really nice and stuff. So there's that. Now, I know a few people have been wanting to jump on these live streams with me, but again, this week is a little too busy and hectic right now, so we're just going to do this solo. However, I want to give a few shout outs to some people that I think could really deserve some time and attention and some subscribers and a little support. So first things first, a big shout out to HUEY TOONMORE. He has been working a lot lately. He's got some videos currently back up, but he really wants to get back into things. So if you guys can go subscribe to his channel and go support his Patreon, because we want to see him get back to work again. We want to see him do new videos because he's a great talent. So definitely go check him out. And I know, HUEY, you wanted to do a live stream tonight, but I'm just really trying to catch up on things. So I'm just going to make this a quick stream because I do want to get stuff out for you guys. So guys, please go subscribe to HUEY TOONMORE. He could really use the help, really use the support. Please do that. Another person I want to give a major shout out to that is wanting to be on the stream, but again, this week is a little hectic, that being INDY fan, Brock McGinnis. Guys, go check out his channel. His show, Fandemic is a great series, and we want to see him do more. He's got a movie he's working on. He's actually looking for voice actors and extras and people, so go reach out to him if you want to be in his movie. So there's that happening. Third shout out I want to give out to is Jessica Rose Cosplay, also previously known as Lunachi Bunny. She's actually just started to come back into the internet, social media stuff. She wants this to be her job. So guys, if you guys can do me the biggest favor, please go subscribe to her. Please go check out her content. She is amazing. She's going to start putting out videos soon, but we want to get her a quick little subscriber count going. So guys, please go subscribe to those three people. Jessica Rose Cosplay especially, they could really use the support. I know right now, with things going on, things have been very hectic for everyone, including us. A lot of our big projects, unfortunately, have been pushed back. So we're actually going to be doing smaller projects right now. But there's that. And then also, I just want to point out, guys, I know a lot of you have questions in terms of talking to us about requesting things and so on. And I know sometimes you guys like to reach out to us on messengers and everything, on Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Bear in mind, when it comes to DMs and messages, unless it's a business affair, just ask us questions either in the live streams or in the comments, because we just can't keep up with the amount of people messaging us in DMs. So unless it's a business thing, unless it's like an actual like business thing, or we reach out to you, yeah, it's your best way to contact us in terms of questions and shit is on these live streams or on the comments in our videos. So just please do that, and we can reply to you via typing and shit. So there's that. But yeah, just things are gonna start getting back to normal again. We just needed a few weeks off, honestly. We actually took a few weeks off because this pandemic has really like made us tired and exhausted, and we just needed to really get away from work for a bit and take a little bit of a vacation. So we're gonna be back up hopefully in full time next week. So we're just gonna take this week to really kind of catch up on things. So that's happening. Other than that, it's just, the simple shit. I'm going to try to get a review out next week. No promises, but that is slowly being worked on. I'm going to maybe try to film some stuff maybe in the next few days. Just, we've also got a lot of stuff happening in the house that we just have to do every day. So it's just normally in the evenings is the only time we can really work, because it's just things have been hectic. So that's happening. So with that said, guys, please go check out those people's channels. Go support their Patreons. In fact, support our Patreon. Just $1 more will get you early access to all of our content, as well as other special features. And all the funds are going towards our projects, our next big project. We want to do an Inuyasha fan film, and so on. So unfortunately, things like an Inuyasha vlog will probably not be this week. We're going to try to get an opening night out Friday. But things are very slow right now. It's the only thing I can really say. So, and yeah, it's just, we're trying to also occupy ourselves with other hobbies, because we're really thinking about, what other things can we do? Because just, when you do the same thing over and over again, you start to get a little, I guess, annoyed with it. You get a little kind of tiresome. So we just needed a little bit of a break from everything. And I think all of us do. We all go through that burnout. So, and it's also, Canada's starting to get back to being able to socialize again, so we're able to see friends and just catch up with things. So that's been a major plus on what's been happening. Hi, Thomas Santello. Good to see you. Did you ever review the original Mighty Joe Young? Yes, we did in season 1. So please go check that out if you want to see our review. It's a small review. It was back when we started up, but our opinion still stands. Yeah, we're working on that. Dark Nova Films, and let's see here. Holy shit, we're getting a lot of messages. Yeah, Joel Schumacher passed away. I'm actually really upset about that. For those who don't know, I grew up with his Batman movies, Joel Schumacher. I grew up with Batman Forever, grew up with Batman and Robin. And you know what? I know a lot of people hate those movies, but I had to be a closet fan of those films for years. And you know what? I'll come out and say it. I fucking love Batman Forever, and I love Batman and Robin. They're just fun movies. Like, people who say it's the worst movie ever, oh, it's sucked, and they put nipple, like, I don't care. They're fun movies. They were my childhood Batman, and you try to force me to not like it, you can lick my left ball for all I care. I really do not like, especially in the 90s, that backlash at Batman and Robin, especially. There are personal reasons why, but I love Batman and Robin. And you know what? It's going to make me probably change my initial perspective on doing a future review of Batman and Robin down the line, because I do want to talk about that film eventually in like a better review. Because one of the ideas we had, and I'll just bring this up here, we were going to buy multiple copies secondhand for like 25, 50 cents a piece, VHS copies of Batman and Robin, and we were going to take them to Comic-Cons and smash them. Now, I might try to still make that a thing as a joke, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. I don't know. Let's see what happens. If, like, my opinion changes, I'm going to have to do that. But I will definitely be discussing the Batman films at some point. In fact, it might be one of our next reviews is something Batman-related. I'm not going to say what it is, but you'll find out when a trailer runs, hopefully soon. So that's what's happening there. But yeah, it's just, that sucks he passed away. I really like Joel Schumacher. I mean, his films are hit or miss. I thought Lost Boys was okay, Falling Down was okay, but I'm more akin to his Batman movies. And if anything, I'm one of those people who actually really liked his adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera with Gerard Butler, just because, honestly, the sword fight he did in that film was incredible. And yeah, that's the thing. I get into kind of kicks or phases. You know, I go through my anime phase, I go through my comic phase, I'm going through my Lego phase, and now I'm going back into my swashbuckling sword fighting phase. You know, like, I mean, technically this year marks the 100th anniversary of the first action superhero movie, The Mark of Zorro, with Douglas Fairbanks. And because of what's going on right now in terms of the pandemic, a lot of our big projects have actually had to be pushed back on the back burner. So we're coming up with small projects to kind of keep you guys entertained. And one of the things we actually thought about is we have a season finale planned. Don't get me wrong. We have that planned for New Year's Eve this year. But yeah, we know about that, Huey, that Michael Keaton's coming back. We're excited. So one thing we kind of thought about doing is in December, because technically the Mark of Zorro 2020 came out December 5th, 1920. That day this year will be 100 years. And we're thinking about doing a little movie marathon set of reviews talking about the Zorro movies that are probably the most iconic, not only to us, but to the public, as well as, you know, maybe some films we missed. So we're going to be maybe doing a little mini marathon of some of our personal takes and some of our personal favorites in Zorro. So that will probably be happening in December, just as a little side thing. We have a few side projects. We're actually it's kind of going to be this year kind of like a filler season, where we're just going to talk about movies we want to talk about and just get them off our plate, so that by next time we get back to the big projects again, once this thing's over, we can actually do some really cool shit. So that's what's been happening there. So things like, I'll just tell you guys what essentially is on the back burner right now, pretty much being put aside until this is over. Our review of the Tim Burton Batman movies are being pushed over. Our review of Ready Player One is going to be pushed over. Our Mummy Month is being pushed again. Star Wars, all that stuff, it's just all being pushed back, but we're slowly working on them. So we might put out some previews and stuff over time, but just right now, we're just kind of, you know, here and there, essentially, of what we're doing. We're doing more small films. Count Ilbis, amen. That is our personal favorite, and we're going to actually be talking about that because it's technically the 45th anniversary of that film. We're going to talk about that. Like, all these Zorro movies all came out in around the 5s and the 10s of years. So there are the films we're going to be focusing on. I think we want to talk about, obviously, the Douglas Fairbanks Zorro, talk about the Tyrone Power one, Alain Delon, and The Legend of Zorro. We want to talk about all 4 of those films. So those will probably be happening around December. So let's see what happens. And they're going to be simple reviews. So speaking of which, yes, Will, it is time for mail time. This week we only got one piece of mail, but that's okay. We love doing our Wednesday mail live, fan mail live streams. So this is from a name and address withheld. No, it's from a guy named Weezer. So he told us not to open this until our live streams. Evil Lope. There's like a Joker, okay? That Joker, that Joker, man. So that's all good. Hi, Brian. Good to see you. We're just opening some fan mail. I hope it's not Anthrax. I hope this isn't a Joker joke thing. So let's see what's happening. Is this from you, Will? Is this from you? I get the feeling it's from you, buddy. I get the feeling. Let's see. Holy crap. There's a lot. Okay, so they put the address in there. Okay. Wow, he really put this mail together good. Oh, shit. How did we open? Oh, there's a sticker. Okay, so there was a return address. Okay. We're gonna be super careful. Okay, yeah, we don't have yours yet, Will. We'll have to find. I guess we're still waiting for it in the mail. We only have this today, so let's see what happens. So this is from name and address withheld. Name and address withheld. I loved saying that. Thank you, SpongeBob. I'm Patchy the Pirate, president of the SpongeBob SquarePants fan club. Yeah, I know it was filmed in Hawaii, Count. I want to go visit Hawaii. That's also where Jurassic Park was shot. So, this is from a person named Liam. A fan of ours, Liam, says, "Hi, Big Jack Films. My name is Liam Nunbubu." Okay, I thought it said Naboo. I like Joker. I like the movie Joker. Video games, anime, manga, and all things Japan. You've helped me out a lot, and I'm eternally grateful. One time I was watching your I was watching your movie reviews in your cars and in the car, so I guess opening night, and it inspired me to make my own YouTube channel where I upload twice a day. You're a great inspiration to me and one of my greatest greatest friends in this dark time of my life. Thank you so much, man. My dog recently passed, and I'm honestly feel the only way I get through is because of you. You make my life worth living. You make me believe my ideas to create. You make me feel welcomed in nerd culture. You're one of my greatest, one of the best YouTubers, and I noticed you live in Keswick. Well, I don't live in Keswick, but I live pretty close. I also live around there, and all that. For the past 23 years on this earth, I've been alone. I've been outcast and loose cannon, not accepted, blah, 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 blah. Wow. Okay, hang on a sec. They call me down. I will be on your Patreon too. Once my allowance comes in, please respond to this letter if you can. Do a lot of videos talking to me, but I'll never do that. Always in Ferber. Oh, thank you so much, Liam. I know, like, especially during these times, things are pretty crazy. And, despite that, we'll get through this. We've been through worse, I think, as a species. And because we've advanced in technology and, in science and everything, we're able to really beat a lot of this crazy shit that back 100 years ago we wouldn't be able to do. And I know, Liam, right now things are pretty hectic. I'm so sorry for your passing of your dog, because that's a big hitter. When we were shooting, I think about a year or two after we were shooting Kong, my original dog passed away. Her name was Pepper. She was an English Springer Spaniel, and that really hit me. A little kind of personal story. So the day I knew she was going to be put down, I actually just left. I ran. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. I kind of just went off the grid for about a week. I thankfully stayed at my uncle's place, but when it comes to the death of an animal, I can't be there in the same room. I've always had a major, I want to say, trigger problem with animals dying. I like the movies. Look, don't ever make me review a movie about dogs. That's one series of movies I can't talk about, because the biggest spoiler you can give in a dog movie is that the dog dies. And I can't do that. Like, those movies make me cry instantly. Especially if you put that fucking harmonica and shit in. It's like, oh, God. Funny enough, I was watching Titanic this weekend. It was actually the first time I've seen the movie, and it actually made me cry. So for me, losing a pet like that, I actually lost my dog and my cat the same year. It hits you pretty hard. So I totally understand where you're coming from, and it takes I'll just be honest, it takes about a year or two to really recover from something like that, because it's a huge part of your livelihood. And thankfully now we have our dog Timber, who is a great actor on our videos and everything. We want to actually put her in more. We actually have plans to put her in more videos, because I know she appears in the credits, but she's been very kind of absent from videos. But we're going to put her back in. But she's great. She's been a bit of a pain in the ass lately, but she's a wonderful dog. So that's something I would say too, is that wait a couple of years and just get another one. I mean, yeah, obviously your first one will never be replaced, but you need something like that to cope, to help you, like, during this time. A dog is always great in a family. Yes, they can be a pain in the ass, but they can really kind of be comforting when you need it, especially when nobody else is around. So whether a dog, a cat, a parrot even. Like, I've thought about getting a goddamn parrot at some point. Because what's going to happen after that? I'm going to go around like a pirate and be like, we're going to go review some films, and shit like that. And I'll have a little parrot go, suck a dick, shit like that. So Joe Pesci as a parrot would be fucking amazing, and I would call him Lumpy, David. But yeah, I totally understand where that comes from, man, and we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. I guarantee this will be over by, I'd say, March 2021. We're gonna start getting back to normal around that time. I think we're gonna let the summer, just stick as we are with the rules. And then December's going to be probably the third wave, I'd imagine. Like the winter time, that's going to be a bit of a thing. So everybody's going to be on lockdown throughout the winter. And then around March, when the next spring hits and everything. But at that point, it's going to be over. In fact, there's a study that says that the damn thing isn't going to last too long. Even if there is no vaccine, which I even hope there is, it's gonna start to like fade out. Like it's gonna actually kind of dissolve from our from the environment, because it just kind of comes and goes. And I think because of our advancements in technology and science, we're actually able to beat this a lot faster than we would 100 years ago during the fucking plague. So we're gonna be okay. And the trick is, just keep time as it is, and whatever you can to stay positive, whatever thing helps you cope, do that, because that will help you 100%. Find things that you're good at and let it consume you, and let it, take you away from the bullshit in the world. And on top of that, never do it for free. If you can make it a job, make it a job. Like, we're thankful enough that YouTube is our sustainable income. So we are really happy to have you guys around to watch our content and enjoy our entertainment and everything. So that's a major plus for us, is to be able to have this as our full-time job. So thankfully, by the end of the week, by next week, you're going to see us fully back in gear again. We've got some projects. Now, the next King Kong reveal, I'll say this, it is taking a little bit longer because we are trying to find ways to take certain things and convert them to digital files. So we're going to be looking into that soon. We're going to probably be spending a bit of money on that. So hopefully something comes up. We've got some ideas. I'm actually going to maybe start working on that soon. And that's going to be another basic show and tell episode. So I kind of got to have to go through all these different pieces of content, and I'm still buying a lot of this content. So hopefully something comes out there. Again, Liam, thank you so much for the letter. And we really appreciate the fact that we helped you out, especially during these troubled times. So a big thank you to that, Liam. You're the reason we keep working. You and everybody, all our over 9,000 subscribers, by the way, that has been helping us 100%. So there's that. So now that we're done that with the fan mail, hopefully there will be more fan mail next week. If you guys want to send us fan mail, you can so at this address, BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L0G1R0. Whether it be questions, comments, gifts, donations, whatever you guys would like to ship us, just send it our way, and we'll open them on a Wednesday live stream. I know actually today, normally we do the live streams on Wednesdays, but again, because we're in a bit of we're trying to catch up, videos are kind of taking a little bit longer to do, so some of the scheduling is going to be mixed up. Actually, tomorrow, I'm going to put out my Inuyasha vlog, because I got to actually film that tonight, and those are pretty easy to put together. So hopefully you'll see those in the next few weeks. Hell, I might actually just do a few of them all in one go to spare me a few weeks of work. So that's going to be happening. And then I also got to watch this fucking King Arthur movie that fucking JT is Reborn wants me to talk about. So at some point, I'm going to be talking about that. So let's get to comments and questions. Ever heard of Devilman? I watched one episode on Netflix. Evan showed me that, and that show's fucked up. That show is really messed up. Oh, God, it's horrifying. Jessica Rose Cosplay actually suggested I watch the Castlevania series on Netflix. Now, I played Castlevania 1, 2, and 4, so I might be able to check out the series, because I know it's based on Castlevania 3. So let's see what happens. I am so tempted to rewrite your King Kong remake script. If you would like, Huey, maybe what I can do is I can send you a copy of the script in a digital form, and if you want to go and, like, rewrite it, you're more than welcome to, and then I might give you a take. But if it's just for funsies, then, yeah, fine. But if you want me to do, like, a project or a little video, it's like, right now, our schedule's kind of, like, just doing what we can, and I'm doing my absolute best to get things done, so there's that. I did know there was a Star Wars manga, Drake, and I've been tempted to try to find it and read it. I just haven't had the time to. Do you have a favorite character in Dragon Ball Z or Super? Yes. If you watch my show, you would know my favorite character is Android 18, because she kicks ass. If you want kind of a full cover of Dragon Ball, go check out my Dragon Ball Evolution 100th episode review. Yeah, I will definitely do that after the stream, Huey. I will do that. Have I seen Excalibur? Yeah, I love Excalibur. Fuck yeah, I love that shit. Love that fucking movie. Excalibur is a great adaptation of the Arthurian mythology. Probably my personal, like, if you want to know my personal favorites in the King Arthur mythology that I really enjoy, I love Excalibur. I love First Night with Sean Connery. Dragonheart, you know, that's technically part of the Arthurian mythology because it takes place 100 years after King Arthur, and on top of that, the Knights of the Old Code are the descendants of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. I really enjoy Quest for Camelot. I know it's like, I mean, I've watched a couple of these this week. Again, I hadn't seen them in a while. Quest for Camelot, the animation's pretty crude. I mean, it's Warner Brothers Animation, and they were kind of at a standstill. But the music is good. I really enjoy the songs. I enjoy the voice actors. Even some of them are over the top, like fucking Gary Oldman. Why Pierce Brosnan's King Arthur looks like goddamn Obi-Wan Kenobi, I have no fucking clue. I love that version. See, I love how Excalibur in the Arthurian mythology, my personal favorite version of Excalibur is the one that where it's indestructible. This sword, you cannot break Excalibur. Yes, in Excalibur, the movie, it does break, but then the Lady of the Lake reforges it. But I like the Excalibur where any weapon that tries to attack it is instantly just dematerialized, essentially, where it's just, this weapon can defeat any other weapon. It's an indestructible blade. Don't know what the fuck kind of steel that thing is forged in, but it's amazing. I love the Excalibur in Quest for Camelot. In fact, I would love a replica of that. And I'll say this too, like if you're wondering what my favorite if you want to know what my favorite prop movie sword is, as kind of a re-message from Nick Jackson's recent stream, my favorite movie prop sword, and I actually have a replica of it here on my mounted on my wall. It is my favorite film sword, and I love this thing to death. It's one of my favorite toys here. It is Narsil, Undreal, the Flame of the West, forged from the shards of Narsil, the sword of Prince of King Isildur, and Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. This thing is a beauty. It's actual steel. Jessica Rose Cosplay got this for me at Fan Expo, and it's one of the best gifts I received. I frickin' love this goddamn sword. So, Undreal is fantastic. Like, this thing is beautiful. Like, I love this. To me, this is my Excalibur. This is my, you know, the ultimate sword for me. Like if I was a king, this would be the sword I would use in battle. In fact, this is actually going to be the prop sword that we use in our show. Like, the Sword of Light that we use in our series, that was an old Nerf Enforce sword. We want to actually kind of make it where it takes on different forms, but this would be its true form, is as Undreal. This is a beautiful sword. It's a cross guard two-handed sword, long sword. I love this thing. Like, this thing is beautiful. It's got the engravings of Gondor, of Gondor on here. It's just, this is my baby. This is to me the ultimate sword. You know, this is my Excalibur. This is the greatest sword ever, in my opinion. I remember when Return of the King came out, and Elrond brought this thing out to Aragorn. And, you know, he's like, you know, they answer to no one. They will answer to the King of Gondor. Pulls this thing out, the Rivendell theme plays. And I saw that on the screen, and that was one of those movie moments. You ever have one of those movie moments where you see something on in the film on the screen, and you're like, I gotta get me one of those. I need that. I need that in my life. Like, you know, like, or, you know, it's like, what is it? Like when Buzz Lightyear sees the belt in Toy Story 2, and he's like, I could use one of those. Like, one of those, what do you call it? It's like, I gotta get me one of those moments in films. When I saw this thing in the movie, I was like, I gotta get me one of these things. I need this. Like, it's like a big commercial for this. And so I finally obtained one, and it's beautiful. Like, it is a beautiful goddamn sword, and I've just been into swords lately. Swords, to me, have always been one of my personal favorite things. Like, in movies, I talked to this with GT's Reborn. If you put dinosaurs or sword fights in a movie, I'm sold. I'm sold. You've got my money. You've got me by the balls. You have my money. Anything with dinosaurs, anything with monsters, anything with sword fights, I'll go watch. Don't combine all three. That's a terrible mix. But the swashbucklers, the the action adventure, the running away from creature dinosaurs, whether it be stop motion or hand puppets or whatever. I just dig that shit. It's just something I really have enjoyed since I was a kid. And, you know, I'm into different kinds of swords. So you have that long sword, you have the fencing swords, you know, the ones that the Zorros and the Musketeers use. They're great. And actually, with that sword, Narsil, I actually, for stunt work, built sort of a replica version out of a foam sword. This is actually a what is that, Jaime Lannister sword from Game of Thrones that I covered in aluminum tape and then put wire tape to kind of match the sword. So this would be essentially a stunt sword. This would be the one that you use in stunt scenes and fight scenes, so that way the sword I have there isn't damaged when you're using it in combat. But this thing is great. And I want to know, actually, let's have a conversation about swords. What is your... I want to bring up this question that I actually like to talk about, and I might talk about it later on with, like, a guest or something. What is your favorite movie sword and your favorite movie gun? Now, this can be... This can depend on what your perspective is. You can either have... what is it? You can have, you know, a single weapon that is iconic for one film, or you can have a weapon that you see in multiple films that you know the weapon and you're like, I love that thing. Like, for example, my personal favorite movie gun is the 12-gauge auto shotgun that has been used in Terminator, the first Terminator, and Jurassic Park. So for me, that was... You know, that's always been my favorite movie gun. I love that thing. It's a great shotgun, and it's just fantastic. Like, that is my favorite movie gun. And when it comes to swords, I mean, obviously there's Narsil. There's things like, you know, the Sword of Zorro. I love the French rapiers used in the Disney's Three Musketeers. Those things are beautiful pieces. But yeah, there's just certain... So when it comes to, like, single swords, it's always the Narsil. When it comes to swords you see multiple times in films, it's things like the rapier, the Saber. In fact, the Saber, from what I've gathered, because I do a lot of studying, the Saber is the most iconic sword, or one of the most used swords in Hollywood history, going back to 1920 with the Mark of Zorro. This was the first sword in a swashbuckler film, and since then, this baby has been used in almost every Zorro incarnation. You know, 1940, the Disney show. It's been used several times in films, and it goes in different forms and different styles, but this is the go-to swashbuckler weapon, and I think the reason is because it's light, it's fast, quick to use, and they're very safe because they got, like, these little pointed edges, so they're a lot easier to use. I know normally swords in movies, they have the steel versions that they use for close-ups, but then when it comes to sword fighting, they change to aluminum, and then when they have to do stunt work, they're rubber and foam. But for years, this was the go-to sword for action swashbuckler films, especially in the silent era and the golden age of Hollywood. And there's just something about it. It's just simple. It's the curve of the handguard, you know, like the Z sword is also one of my favorites. So the Sword of Zorro. So the one from the Banderas film. Now, what's funny, I wanted to bring this up too with films, is that with those films like that, like Zorro and so on, I noticed this. What they actually do is, because you look at this thing and it already looks cool enough, but what they actually do is they take the saber blade out and replace it with an épée blade. And it's because an épée blade is more flat and blade looking, looks more like an actual sword. And it's more for dramatic effect. And I talked to a lot of people who do fencing on this, and it's a huge thing in Hollywood that they just replace the blades because they look better on film. And that's something you kind of get used to. Like, I watched apparently the Disney Zorro TV series with Guy Williams. They took these and put épée blades because they looked better, which a lot of people have a problem with. And I've seen, like, people bitch, and you look at professional fencers saying, why are they so unrealistic? Like, there's that movie with fucking Kumar, I think, where there's that sword fight with her and this girl with the sabers, and apparently they're like those poor sabers, and the problem is they're used for dramatic effect. And I even have an issue with one of them. One of my personal one fencing scene that I actually have a big problem with, it's not with the scene itself, it's the way the props are handled, is the Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. Ooh, yeah, ooh, you know. But that fencing scene's kind of fun. So first of all, I wanted to say, people had a problem with the choreography because they weren't using foils. They were using saber techniques, and that's what you don't use with foils. And apparently it was done for dramatic effect, but my biggest issue was the fact that the weapons are mostly in Hollywood. When you buy props for a project, you have to get them secondhand because they're cheap. You don't want to get them brand new. But my problem was that the weapons were so goddamn dirty. They looked dusted. They looked like they just grabbed them off an antique market. And at least when I buy things secondhand, I have the common courtesy to clean them, and I have the common courtesy to polish them. Because the problem is, like, when I buy these, they kind of look like this. I don't worry about the inside, but I worry about the outside. They have this sort of old dusted rust to them. I at least have the common courtesy to polish them and give some elbow grease and make them look really nice, especially in the blades. But I looked at the Parent Trap and I'm like, wow, they just did not care to take care of those props. The other problem I have is, hey, you know, I used to go to summer camp all the time. I don't remember getting that class about fucking fencing. And then on top of that, the person supervising that match is so fired because they've gone past the match zone. And on top of that, they're endangering the kids swinging around these freaking swords everywhere. The movie's so unrealistic. I don't care if it's Disney. That's the majority of people on the comments in a fencing scene. You're like, they're just cringing at it. Because I think it's just because of the dramatic effect. Like most of the common people think fencing is like that, and it's not like that at all. Because you treat it like a sport. So let's see what people have said. Holy shit, we got a lot of people. See. Holy shit. I like the sword used in Conan. So the sword of Conan's pretty nice. I do like that sword. That is pretty kick-ass. You know, and here's the thing with Conan. I like all the Conan movies. I even like Red Sonja. I know people say Red Sonja isn't technically a Conan movie, but Arnold's got the same sword, the same look. He's just Conan. He's gone undercover, as I put it. It's still a Conan movie. Narsil's great. The favorite gun is the 44 Magnum. Is that the one that Clint Eastwood used in Dirty Harry? I'm not 100%. Have I seen Last Action Hero? I've seen most of it, not all of it. Could you make more Lego videos? I do actually at some point, Katurk, want to make more Lego videos. I do want to get back into animation again because I had such a blast in making those, and I think building this Lego pirate ship you see here was such a nostalgic trip for me. I kind of want to get back into it. But yeah, someday I will definitely do that. There's a gun never used in movies. It was a Nitro 600 revolver. I have never seen that one. You'll have to. I don't know about that one. Favorite movie sword, probably Conan the Barbarian sword Arnold used. Actually, you know what we can do? We can actually look this stuff up. I'm actually going to go and Google image this shit. So what was the name of that one? The Nitro 600 revolver? Nitro 600 revolver. I'm going to see what the hell this thing looks like. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to actually share my screen. Share a screen. See, share audio. Maybe, I don't know. Application window. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. And share. Okay, so we're going to check this out. Let's go to this. Yeah, that's actually this thing. Okay, wow, that thing's fucking huge. That would be an interesting prop, not going to lie. What else do people say? Yeah, the sword Arnold used in Conan, so let's look that one up. I like looking at images of these things. I love this StreamYard stuff, by the way, guys. Conans Sword. So basically, yeah, this thing. Let's see here. Okay, that's not too bad. I do like that one, and then you also got to compare it to the remake one. I don't know. Do you guys prefer this version or the remake sword? I think I like this one more because it's just more iconic. This one looks like a weapon you would find at a Halloween store. You know, shit like that. Favorite would probably be Conan. Favorite film sword would be the Sword of Gryffindor from Harry Potter. Ooh, that's a good one. Sword of Gryffindor. That is actually a very beautiful sword, very nicely well crafted. Just trying to find a better close up of this thing. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that is a great sword. See, to me, that is the equivalent of basically a wizard sword. It's a wizard sword that you know, someone of magic abilities would definitely use and shit. Like, would I like a replica if it was free? Probably. I wouldn't pay like a fuckload of money for it. Is the only thing. So let's see here. Arnold shouldn't get. Yeah, they're terrible. Also, Ash's boomstick. Yeah, this is my boomstick. That's a good one. Let's see here. Boomstick. See what this thing looks like. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a really nice shotgun. Great one from that. Oh yeah, full auto Tommy gun. Like the Tommy gun is one of my favorite movie guns, especially for like old 1930 stuff. My dad in Vietnam had actually used a Tommy gun, and he said those things are really damn heavy. So Jack, how would you feel and react if you were a Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan, and what would you use that power for? We kind of did that in my Dragon Ball Evolution review, so go check that out. The Z Sword. Oh, I wonder if they make replicas of the Z Sword. Hang on, let's look that up. Nope, that's not what I want. Fuck off. Stop. It's time to stop. Let's see what the Z Sword. Yeah, that. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Sean. That thing's pretty kick-ass. Do they make replicas of it though? That's what I want to know. Replica. They make replicas of that. Okay, they make Trunks' sword. That's a definite given, but no Z Sword. I'm surprised that no replica chain has ever made the Z Sword in terms of, you know, prop replicas for Dragon Ball. Because, man, I would kill for that. Like, I love the Trunks sword, but the Z Sword is just really cool. It's like a gold version. I'm surprised there's no replicas of the Z Sword. Revenge of the Ninja, I have not seen that one. I have not seen American Ninja. Tribute to the Silent Era would be nice. Favorite movie gun would be a machine gun. What type of machine gun, though? My favorite sword in the movie has to be the one they actually used in the Mark of Zorro. And okay, which the Mark of Zorro 1940 Starmaster, the one from 1920. Or if we're talking the Mask of Zorro, I know which one you were talking about. Let's look up Mask of Zorro. See, I usually look up the screen used props because you actually get better like details. So like here, this is actually a stunt sword from the Mask of Zorro, and this was on I think an option on your props, and this thing was rubber because it was used for stunts. So this was foam rubber, and it was only in the sheath. Then you got like things like this. This is an actual replica of Zorro's sword. His is nice because it's actually it's a small sword with a rapier blade. Because here's the thing, people mostly think that Zorro used a rapier or, you know, something like that. But most of the time, the swords you see in Zorro movies, they're either sabers or they're actually small swords. And small swords are the ones they used in the British Navy in the 1700s, you know, to fight pirates and shit. They're the ones that Hook used at the end of Hook, you know, stuff like that. And Zorro most likely used those. And a lot of these swords are actually custom made. They're not swords you could get in like a fencing roll or something. But as you can see, you know, you can get so many details. And something I always notice is that the handguard is really kind of curved in and out. You know, there's one that goes up and there's one that goes down. That's something you don't see often with prop swords. But yeah, that sword, I love that sword. That sword is beautiful. The sword from Zorro. Just a beautiful piece. The dagger, like that actually ended up online at some point, was the dagger prop from the movie. That was in an auction. You'd be surprised if you look online for prop screen use props, you can find stuff. So like this is the one Armado used in the sequel, which split in half. That's where Banderas was like, wow. So that's pretty interesting. We actually might be getting some rain right now. There's obviously cutlasses, you know. See, this is a different type of saber, but it's like a curved saber, so it's more like a cutlass. And then you got, yeah, obviously these are replicas of Zorro and Elena swords. Like you'd be surprised screen used what you can find online in terms of props and stuff from all these films, because I found a few. Like I think I found Alejandro's sword at one point, so like this one right here I found online that was a screen used prop. But screen used props are great, and that's the thing too, like what's a prop in any film you guys would want, because there are several out there that are actually pretty kick-ass. Let's see. Hollywood needs Bob Anderson sword fights. Yes, Bob Anderson was the shit back in the early days of Hollywood. He was the sword master, going back to the Master of Ballantrae with Errol Flynn, and then in 1952, and then he just made every sword fight since. So Princess Bride, Zorro, Star Wars, trying to think what else, Pirates of the Caribbean, Lord of the Rings. Like, his last, I think, film on his resume was the Hobbit trilogy, and then he passed away through production. Look up the Blades of Chaos. Let's see. Hold on a sec. The Patent Saber is pretty cool. Patent Saber. I'm gonna have to look that one up. M64 gun, samurai swords. Samurai swords are cool. They're just lightsabers without the lasers. Wow, we're getting a lot of comments here. Hold up. Say, if your King Kong fan film had a bigger budget, what would your Kong suit look like? It would look like a real gorilla. It would look more like a Mighty Joe Young gorilla. That's a man-killing sword. Exactly. Yeah, everybody wants that fucking, Narsil. It's one of the greatest swords ever made. The ones from Highlander are okay. Okay, Narnia. The Sword of Narnia. The one that I think, what is it, Peter uses? That's a decent one. Especially with the shield. If you have it with the shield, it's great. That's a great sword. That was made by Weta, too. I actually know a few people who worked on those movies. Never break the sword or the sword break you. Absolutely true. Carl ended up hosting a season of Survivor. All right, Survivor's ready. Go. Oh, my God. Bruce Campbell should be in Expendables. That'd be interesting. What inspiration design of T-Rex for your Kong fan film? What was the inspiration? Just the T-Rexes of the past. Things like Sharptooth and the one from Jurassic Park and the designs from the original Kong script from '96. What was the best fight in Dragon Ball Z and Super? Goku versus Frieza has always been my favorite. Let's see here. Jack, what do you think what did you do to keep your courage up when filming your Kong film? Just to get it done. Just the goal to get it done and take your time on it. I didn't see Ted 2 yet, Bayron. I haven't seen that yet. Highlander movie sword. I'm gonna look up the Patent Saber. Hold up. Let's just go back to the screen share. If we can. Can I go back to this, please? Thank you. Patent Sword, you said? Or the Patent Saber? Let's try that. Patent Saber. Ooh, okay, yeah, that thing's actually kick-ass. That's a Zorro sword right there. That is 1913. That is a beautiful replica. Is this a replica or is this a actual sword? That thing is gorgeous. See, I'm always a fan of swords. I'm always a fan of this type of shit. Like, this is, this is a Zorro sword. It's got the curve. It's all that. That's like a fantastic blade. Like, I guess a military saber? No, wait, yeah, I was using patent. Yeah, this thing. Oh, okay, yeah, the one that, George C. Scott used back then was pretty good. Blades of Chaos. Let's see what the hell that's about. Blades of Chaos. Ooh, okay, yeah, the ones from God of War. Those are okay. They're a little small for my taste, but they're not something I would personally have. But hey, more power to you. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, the Bandor. Yeah, we need a new Zorro film. In fact, Count. They're going to be making a Django meets Zorro movie, which is apparently in production with Tarantino. Jamie Foxx is rumored to come back. Basically, yeah, they did a comic book series on Django and Zorro, and I've heard word that they might be talking with Banderas to come back because he was just on Jimmy Kimmel in the suit, and people said he could probably pull one more off. And you know what? Yeah. Do one more Zorro movie and make it with Django. That would be interesting, in my opinion. Let's see. Bowie knife. Don't know. What is the Bowie knife? I forget what that is. Bowie. Let's see. Bowie knife. Not my thing. I'm not a fan of daggers, honestly. My T-Rex suit would look more like a suit you see in a good Godzilla movie. If you had to pick the best fight scene from Dragon Ball Z, like I said, the Frieza saga. The Patent Saber, I believe, was Lieutenant Patton, later became General Patton. That's true, Huey. Hell yeah. Wow, there's like a lot of people. A cousin of mine might have a prop of a piranha from 1980s. Ooh, that's interesting, Dark Nova. That's a really cool thing right there. When are you doing a Blu-ray of your Kong film? Currently it's only at we're currently just working on the DVD, and we do have VHSs still for sale. In fact, there's boxes back there. Let me just go to my share screen. Can I go back to this, please? Thank you. There's boxes back there, packages. Those are all ready to ship. If you guys want a copy of my movie, on VHS, they are $5 plus shipping. We're actually gonna maybe put up an account on Etsy and sell these, and we're also gonna be selling our merchandise there. So hopefully down the line you'll be seeing that. We'll be making an announcement of that soon. In fact, we might make a promo for this. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I did look up the Blades of Chaos. It's interesting. Doing a DVD. Holy crap. All right, let's go down here. Wouldn't Zorro be an old man if he and Jago met? That's the point, Huey, is that if they bring Banderas back, he'd be an old guy, you know? Like, he'd be, like, in his age where it's like, I can't be Zorro anymore. You know, shit like that. Katanas are interesting. I think my favorite katana would be either Tatsaiga or the Sword of Samurai Jack. That thing's great, the magic sword from Samurai Jack. Yeah, people still use VHS. In fact, there's a guy on Instagram who does these custom VHSs of new movies, and they're great. Should be called The Death of Zorro. Okay, that'd be interesting. I would go more with the title Zorro Unmasked. Is what I think the final Zorro film would be called. The Zorro Unmasked, because it's just he's revealed to the world and he makes his last stand. I've seen some Kong figures in the background videos. Are you going to do get the NECA Kong? And what are your thoughts? I want it. I want those posable Kong figures, but they are way too damn expensive, unfortunately. I cannot afford them for the life of me. So there's that. I have not watched, if that's from One Piece, Huey, I have never watched One Piece, nor do I plan to. That is a long-ass series that I do not have time for. I don't have any of the toys, Bayon. I don't have any of them. So, because we're getting rain and thunderstorms, we're actually going to wrap this up pretty quickly. So I'm going to answer 3 more questions, and then I'm going to call it a night. As always, this is usually around the 10-minute mark. We like to keep these, like, sort of Comic-Con panel style videos. So, let's keep that there. 25? Okay, if you can get it and ship it to me, that'd be great if you want to get me a gift. I don't know, but that's American money. Canada, it's double up here. I have not watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, although I kind of want to. I'm curious to check out JoJo. A lot of my friends are into it. I'm not big into JoJo, but who knows? I don't see Joe Pesci as lumpy, David. Okay, first question. Johnny says, do you hate Paul W.S. Anderson? Yes. I saw one movie, Three Musketeers. Piece of shit movie. One of the worst movies I've ever seen, so nor do I ever plan to ever watch any of his movies again. The only movie I would probably watch is the Alien vs. Predator movies. But after that, everything, those Resident Evil movies, fuck those movies. Jared Osborne, say BigJackFilms, where would you shoot the scenes for Skull Island at your Kong film had a bigger budget? I'd probably shoot it in Hawaii, on the island of Kauai, like they did in Jurassic Park, and, you know, that. Or an island actually off the coast of Sumatra. You know, something actually accurate. All right, final question, and we are going to call it a night because I have things to do. Brock, you're just missing the last bit of the live stream, but we did send you a shout-out, buddy. We did send you a shout-out, so hopefully people will go subscribe to you. That'll help you motivate you a bit, man, because we got your back. South Dakota. Oh, man, that'd be interesting, goddamn. I don't know. Like, it's South Dakota, a country state? I have no idea. I've never been to South Dakota. I've been to the Carolinas. I've been to where they shot King Kong Lives, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those Resident Evil things. I've never played the games. I have no interest in the movies, and their zombie movies or whatever. They're just not my thing. So, shoot a final question, and we're going to call it a night. Look up the Badlands. We'll see what I mean. Okay, maybe. But yeah, so it's just been kind of a chill week and shit. Don't know what that is, Johnny. Okay, for some reason when I hear the word Johnny, I just think, hit it, Johnny. You know, it's only because of Mr. Plunkett. So there's that. swords because I'm bored now. All right, let's get one more question in there. We got to call it a night, guys. So that's happening. But yeah, Brock, we did send you a shout out for your channel, so hopefully people will come out you. Don't know about Underworld. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, I had The Asylum sucks. They've just made easily the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Light me off, Johnny. Oh, wait. Johnny. Oh no, Johnny. Why are we talking about that? I have no idea. Let's see. All right, final question from Jared. What actors would you hire to play characters in your Kong film if you had a bigger budget? And I would probably cast Margot Robbie, because she's just an amazing actress, and she has a Jessica Lange kind of look. Carl Denham, I would go with a Gary Oldman or maybe even a Vincent D'Onofrio. I think would be really good. And then for Jack, I'd probably go with a you know what? I'd go with a Chris Evans, because he has the look of a dashing old 1930s hero. So those would be my main leads. So there's that. So yeah, rain's coming down, guys. Again, thank you all so much for will I ever review King Kong fan films again? Yes, I do want to talk about more Huey because there's been a couple that have been coming my way. So down the line at some point. So again, guys, thank you so much for coming to our live stream. I know this is a quick one. Oh, excuse me, but we've been really behind schedule, and we got to take our time this week to really get back on it. So I'm going to be working on a few videos this week and have them all out by next week. So I'm trying to get maybe about 2 weeks worth of work done the next few days. So hopefully stuff comes up, and I will be getting back to it. If you guys have any more questions, let me know in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to send us questions via mail or gifts or donations, you can so at this address, BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L0G1R0. We'd love to hear from you guys. It's fantastic. You can support us on Patreon. Just $1 more will get you early access to all of our content as well as other special features, and all the funds will be going towards our next big projects and our Inuyasha fan film. Of course, if you want a copy of my King Kong movie on VHS, just send us a message via Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. They are $5 plus shipping, and we will send you our PayPal. We're also going to try to get them going on Eatsay. So hopefully something like that comes up, and you will be able to obtain a copy. Hell, we might actually make them a Patreon reward. So for those who say donate, I don't know, maybe like $25 or something a month, we might make it where you can get a copy. We'll have to figure that out. So other than that, the shout-outs, go subscribe to Huey TOONMORE. He could really use the support. Go subscribe to Brock McGinnis. And, of course, go subscribe to Jessica Rose Cosplay. She's also known as Lunachi Bunny. We want to get her back up in the mainstream, so please go check out her work. She's got some videos coming soon. So, until the next video, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off saying, hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I can't swing them. There we go. Haha. All right. Out, guys. See ya. Oh, and I didn't do it. Shit.